Be myself.
I'm a hustler of note.
You need to say stuff like that.
This lifestyle needs me to
if his
have
client sees
multiple streams.
And I'm like, nigga, I've been in that nigga's car. It's
There's
a
no
scam.
KFC,
It's a scam. He's busy in the studio, that's why.
yeah, he's very
Nah,
busy.
you won't see him. He's always in the studio.
You
So
know?
how serious is the asset management, artist management?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Who's managing artists?
That's what I want to know. How did you know that, dude?
Hey!
You told me.
What did I say?
And I think it's one of them. So manager more.
Hey.
So what happens is somebody calls me. I don't know why people think Yellow Pages.
I didn't know pull in
People
my
think
head,
I'm Yellow
though.
Pages. So this guy texts me. You were like, hey, I don't give out people's numbers without
Consent.
text some more. So and so is looking for your contacts. I'm telling you, no, it's a contracts. More contracts. This guy. As an artist manager.
I was trying to be on the down low of that.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So we're gonna do a video, campaigning now on our shop. I think you're gonna have to talk to Ntiti.
I did the same thing. One of the girls who's my vocalist on my performance. You have to talk to Mudise. I was like, Mudise. The lead guitarist.
Oh.
I don't. Yeah. I saw that. I saw Mchenu. It was really nice. Yeah. No. You send it to me.
Oh yeah.
With a sample.
I
I have to talk to my manager.
Talk to my manager.
Not manager, but Ntiti.
Talk to Tate. Yeah, I think she said it in the most perfect way. I'm just there to assist and guide the movement of her music.
So your whole
Can I
menu.
ask you guys a question? Is everybody over 35 here?
I'm right at the threshold.
Okay. It won't relate. Does it feel weird when people call you Mocha and you're over 35? Because like you're no longer Mocha.
Bro, let's go about Mocha by 30. Butle no la manera que show na. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Allegro Africa podcast.
Hey.
This is an episode. So let me not introduce and waste time because we're already rolling. Go.
Okay.
Wow.
Uncle Fifth, ladies and gentlemen, rapper, producer, what else do you do? English, online English teacher, father, yes, Muchin. TKay over here, podcaster, finance guru, traveler, vlogger, and blogger. What else do you do again?
Everything.
Yeah.
And anything.
Iceman, Ice Blocks Man. Tlali Lebitsa, how to King now has a non-profit making organization focused on mental health, and we're going to learn more about that. In actual fact, this is a segment we have prepared for the topic of mental health. But let's talk about that. Also, former bassist, the late Ndate Tsaposola, he had the privilege of spending time with him. And PR
manager, man.
PR manager, did PR also. We met, we first met bending your mohone.
No, I can also try to
Really?
Wow.
Let's go to moment.
Sound.
What else I mentioned until this whole time? I know this nigga for 5 years, I think, right now.
But it's clearly longer.
Nah. Yeah.
But he's also a voice artist there.
Yeah, also
Voice over artist.
Yeah.
he's the no,
TKay.
Tafono.
No, the
Oh,
TKay.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
TKO.
He has that voice saying,
On the business.
That's his
enterprise
voice.
direct.
Yeah, you could teach English.
Enterprise
you know?
Direct call line, right?
That's standard.
Hey, because I think
Yeah, it's a whole career.
and then there's also Nolo Azi on the, I think, customer care, yeah, and that's Standard
Yeah,
Bank.
yeah.
So it's so interesting when you call customer care and the machine is actually your homies. So
But who else should be?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And it's really beautiful.
And I never knew that was him. Like, it's so trippy because I thought this is just that, like, Haki Mushebisi just like, oh, it's that band guy. You know?
Sure.
I think you
Bana
were
Wadi band.
one of the Letufes and I was
Yeah.
hosting. I think.
Oh,
Yeah. And then I just knew he's the band guy, Now,
2021.
yeah, I was like hosting, I think. And you were,
Basing.
yeah, you were basing, and that sounds weird.
Oh,
So I've always wondered, ne, when you are hosting Litofe,
Mhm.
what do you feel building up to the show?
That's a good question.
yeah, like what are the preps?
Hey, like, what are the preps?
But I do cool stuff, but people don't really appreciate the. Get like go say a suit on my own account, because I get this is the place of truth.
Yeah. Mona repela nnete mo.
Yeah,
Go
on my
crazy.
own account, I'll figure no, this is a privilege, happy. I really like BT, and it was always nice to hang out with BT. So I knew that we always plan with it was that. Yeah, but I sorry. You see I'm ADHD, I get derailed. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
That's
That's
to make you two lessons so it's so fascinating to like, yeah.
The same age I learned Sotho,
that's
but I'm
trippy.
actually like way proper at Sotho.
Probably better than me. But I think felt like in Sutu Sagasha. Like like you were Sutu and take up
preps.
So say a suit and then what?
Yeah, sorry, ADHD. And then I'm a content creator, so I start talking about it, putting it in like social media stories.
That's on the day.
No.
The build up.
The build up, right? And then I will ask for the artwork. Usually the artwork, the graphics designer, what's it like? He grew up in Mahaladika and I was in Maseri East, so we're like homies, man. I'm like, dog, don't just pick a weird picture, take the best picture, And it's that's why I never have all these weird complaints that people have artists about. Yeah, because I feel like they treat me good, even those after parties where we're chilling with them celebs, I like chilling with celebs,
Sure.
and just discovering they're basic humans with ADHD, a lot of them, it's an artist thing. So it's like, oh, okay, I like going to Litufe. But back to your point, sorry. This is definitely
mental health episode.
What I'm trying to get at is there is anxiety that comes with hosting a show like that, For one, I host a few events, but I don't think I would want to host it. My anxiety levels would literally shoot out off the roof. Because one, the stage is huge. The audience is, the people who are at the festival are huge. How do you keep them entertained? You have a whole lineup that you have to get through, the energy. So how do you know you're going to be good enough? I think it also goes to the both of you.
Yeah.
La performer, it's a show, How do you deal with the performance anxiety?
As an MC though, how do you do it? Because you're also an artist, but MCing. How do you do it? Do you even get the nerves though?
let me be honest. Stick to the point. What TKay said about he hosts
events.
Yeah, but TKay, I actually follow TKay for years. I remember when one of my old bosses was like, I want a podcast. She's a glamour queen. I want a podcast. I want it to be I want to do some stuff that TKay does. But she's really rich, and she has the money to do it. No, I'm not saying that. I'm trying to illustrate this my old boss's personality. She's glamorous. She likes, but she's a character in a rom-com, those aunts, the rich aunt, She's got rich aunt syndrome. There's no such a thing, but she's got rich aunt syndrome,
RAS. So, yeah. She got some chronic RAS.
You see? But so I follow TKay, back to my point.
Yeah.
Back to the point. I follow, so when he says he hosts events, what he's doing is more complicated than what I do. He's hosting events for people who usually their decisions affect a large population. You understand? The people who are coming to Ledufe are there to have fun. So all I gotta do is have fun. Are you ready for whoever? And that's the most basic stuff you have to do. People are there to have fun. The people who are in those VIP tents, that are usually branded, I can't say names, I know, because they have to pay you, but they've got their brands of their very big corporate companies, all of them. I don't have to mention any, because they're not paying us. But look, I'm joking. You know who pays. I know who pays. I got you. But I'm not performing for those guys. He has to do it. That seems a whole lot more complicated.
Also, and you have to listen.
And he has to be specific.
I actually picked a very important point, Madam Speaker, from when you said this, and then you give you a little 2 cents,
Sure.
3 seconds.
Sure.
So you're you have to be in the conversation.
You have to be in the conversation. You are running the program. You are coordinating with other stakeholders, the lighting, the camera guy, the decor, the food. Because as this is happening, you're also facilitating all the other things. The
especially
announcement
because I want to in coordinating
exactly.
Yeah.
And the funny part is,
hey, you just say that.
And the funny part, I think, you come in as an MC who's outsourced. The moment you step onto stage, it becomes your show. But how to be later? You don't know anything. So now people expect you to know. Packing your guide, I'm like, yo.
That's take up the job of being a project coordinator.
Brother, you be the event owner.
You become the event owner.
Motela is depending on what you say. And you can say it now. You can do it. That person is going to do it. When you're the MC, you actually are the master of the ceremony.
The good and the bad. There's an event that I hosted, and then halfway through, the food ran out. Now you have to make that announcement. You're like, hey guys, I'm sorry, but there's no food. Usually 50% of the people they blame you.
Yeah, because Yalona, you're the face of Yalona.
And you can't divorce yourself from that. But no, I'm not. You own it. And it does have an impact on you.
That's so not cool.
It's not cool. Let's get into it. Let's talk about tell us about the NGO. What's its name? What are we doing there?
All right. So, but there's a whole story behind it. But
do you want to come with it?
I was going to ask what the story is before we
in 2016.
Good.
That's how far back it goes.
Yeah. That's fine. 8 years ago.
I think I was still in the peak of my youth. Unfortunately.
What does that mean? Peak of my youth. Is it your 20s, early 20s?
No,
25, 20.
Mid, just crossing into the late.
Are you still in your youth?
Yeah, I'm still in my youth.
Oh.
I'm way not way below 35.
Okay,
But,
2016
I'm
here.
still in my youth.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah. So I just surprisingly registered an NPC, non-profit company. Barely. You know.
NPC le NGO di fapana.
Well, there's a non-profit company.
Mhm.
And then there's a non-profit organization.
I see.
So the non-profit company would be your social enterprises, for example.
Social.
Okay.
It's a social
Cool.
enterprise. So
I think I'm still
then,
lost.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you know, I interrupt a lot.
Yeah.
So I was afraid.
Okay,
But
now
what is it?
NPC
Think about-
NGO.
think
Yeah,
about
yeah.
your supermarket,
Yeah.
ordinary
Shop.
a shopping,
Hey, Kefi.
cave.
Hey, sure.
But if all you do with that money is you just sell things here for public consumption.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
You don't
Like
want to make
state-owned
profit.
properties.
Yeah, you don't want to make profit.
Sure.
Mm-mm.
Who not into run?
State-owned properties.
Maybe somebody runs a shop not to make money.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah,
It's
They
weird,
cle-
but
they
I
clearly
can-
have
I can
money.
see. Yeah, you know what I mean? What a fellow community be moved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's literally a business
Yeah.
for
So,
the benefit of the public.
so I think, and
That sounds like the biggest scam. When it sounds too good to be true, it's usually a scam. They're making money somehow.
Money
You know that
laundering or some
not
stuff.
even money, but you know NGOs, right? You can't make a profit, but you can give yourself a crazy salary to work in the NGO.
Hey,
you
but
understand?
the core business is not to make
A profit.
a profit.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
feel like it's more patala or maybe I get a profit.
I think it's a big scam.
no, the
But
service
it's
provider
okay,
doesn't
let me-
fund all
NGO,
this.
not get
Sure.
The service
The
provider
difference
doesn't
is
fund that.
it's a company
Yeah, but
in with an
yeah,
organization.
with the organization,
In with
I think,
mokgatlo,
eh,
in with
in
company.
the company.
Sure.
And the
Different. Sure.
legal structure is similar but very different.
Okay.
So when you were registering the NPC, what was in your mind at that time?
It was called Alcohol and Drug Research Foundation.
Hmm.
There is a certain substance I abuse.
Used to.
I do abuse.
Coke, woman. As in Coca-Cola.
Amen. And
I ultimately, you scared me for a split second, mate. Like when you said that,
Coke.
and when you're saying that, you increased my anxiety. I'm waiting for this guy to say, no, it's not Coke, because he's a band member and, like,
at some
sorry,
point,
man,
at some
continue.
point in my life, I did try that, and I can go. No, it's not.
Or you were able to,
Yeah, I love sleep. I love my sleep, so I can't be up like 24/7.
what can I
Now all these wives are going to wonder why their husbands can't sleep, mate. You see what you just did?
Wow.
Nobody said you should talk about the
Wow.
symptoms.
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
So 2016,
Hey, company, NPC.
I registered the NPC because
Hey.
one of the concerns, okay,
Mm.
we grew up off La Rona, we drank, we smoked.
Yeah.
But lately, there's just been a spike of what one will understand for my heart.
Mm.
So I think one of the core reasons why we did that then was so that we just research, okay, what's behind the surge, drug addiction, drug abuse, and that didn't pick up, it didn't go anywhere.
Okay.
Until last year happened. I
Mm.
lost my niece, I lost my
Mm, come
nephew. So a lot of things we're going through. So usually those stages, these are the stages of grief. One of them was depression.
Mm.
And there's also bargaining. So then it's like, I've done so much with my life. Why take away such young lives? Give it day. Literally thought of, I think maybe we just commit suicide.
Mm. Yeah, because when
I'm
you
sorry,
ask, when you
bro.
ask, sure. When you ask those questions, when you ask yourself those questions, honale karabo ntse iphayo.
Sure.
Consciously or subconsciously,
Yeah.
karabo ntse iphayo.
But the thing I thought, hey man, if I commit suicide, like there's so many people depending on me. Colleagues are saying that are just looking up.
Yeah, fam.
They're just looking up. Hey, it's probably got lots of Grootman Lane and how it's all Grootman
I'm glad you didn't do it.
Scandal and blind.
Mm.
And then
I'm glad you're here.
same year, nale ntwane nngwe motseng a tshosane kopana le this kid. Hey, Grootman e shapuze. O sa ga thunyana yang kauza. I mo exposure za ga ka bo se shapu. And then I hear that the following morning he committed suicide.
Come on.
Sure.
And then I also had a friend, Kesho Mwanze, Queen, take it.
familiar.
When Lena committed suicide, it's like, okay, there's a lot of people.
And so we're going to it's in between last year and now.
Yeah, but I think when I committed suicide, yeah, but you know, okay, like, why are people committing suicide, honestly? And for me, during that time of grief, also out of that, somebody just literally just gave me a call. Somebody gave me a call. It's like, hey, man, sharp. And culturally, whether or not, when you're not okay, just makes and deep down, I literally want to kill myself, or I'm going to debt. So one of the reasons from that last year till now, you know what, we're going to register an NGO, and one of the objectives are NGO and is just to change our conversation around mental health. If I had to wake up, I think we were talking earlier, about depression. Somebody says depression, it's white people shit, white people stuff. Yeah. And how's it sharp? How sharp? You know, regardless. Hey. So for you, guys, sharp, I've got depression. There's that stigma. There's that, like, stats on out from the Ministry of Health, like over 431,000 are facing a mental health illness, And for now, what we want to do is to make Basotho cognizant and aware of it. How sharp, you know. It literally takes that one question fella with him now sharp.
Sure.
How's it sharp? You are the solution to this person's problem. Okay, I'm not Spanish sharp. Okay, give them a call. You know, link up. So it's more of just encouraging the conversation on and encouraging each other or check our name. So that's the basic campaign that we're running now. Yeah, or sharp. This NGO now.
I love that. I've said in one of these episodes, Hangata, and Hangata is probably Hangata. So we put terms to these things and the message gets lost. You understand? So depression, GBV,
gender-based violence.
You see, mare ha fithle wona mo kereng mosadi wa ngotla GBV ha tso jalo nna kere ba fethu mosadi na o ngitsa ntho I say that's what I'm dealing with.
Sure.
I'm not dealing with GBV, I'm dealing with how this is. Sure. So how that campaign is beautiful because it's relatable or sharp. Fast the fella of flow botsa motho kantle o ana mona sharp klo wa gabe.
Yeah.
And then you can actually even go again and say, hey, mama, sharp. Then
sharp.
Yeah, sharp. Hey, when I'm depressed. Oh, no.
Stigma.
Yeah.
Stigma, but also understanding.
The messaging, understanding what does it actually mean?
What does it mean? I say, analyze stress. Well, maybe we're not really there. So we miss some more. We diagnose these terms. But we have common conversations where we're talking high.
They hope blind. And then he laughs.
I laugh because a friend of mine, and then he used to fall into that depression more. Because depression, let's talk about it just after this. Israel, you fall in and out of it. Then Celsius, Celsius. High water extremely 100 degrees depression Celsius. You can be at a 30, in and out, in and
Sure.
out, in and out. Nini umoja, nini, or one, so one train. So one time, let's say, zwagala lo blom. He's like, no, ska zwagala. So he knows or namutaka ska zwagala. Kita fail because I am aware or he's going through something. So I believe what's kaba. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get there. Bro, let me tell you the position I'm between because I need us to understand. Ke bet, ke headboard, ke lebot, this is him. We walk in hard, not clear. This is him, too. When you walk in the door, it's like, that was a scary thing, but I laughed. I have humor and then everything.
Yeah.
I laughed at that. That's why I was laughing. But yeah, people fall into it and dude, sharp mask. You see what I mean? And how am I depressed? That's why I was just trying to get to the wording issue. So Umoja or Moja. What's the next step?
So, unfortunately, like, unfortunately, and I literally mean unfortunately, there's I think the only mental institution we have to
It's so unfortunate, actually.
It's unfortunate.
It's so unfortunate.
Because some of the things go from like on our page, now somebody talked about it. It's unfortunate, but weird enough, it has been branded as a I don't want to call it
mental
psychosis, for people, but what psychosis, you know. And unfortunately, at some point and some stage, it also deals with other mental health issues. But what we do encourage people go first thing about it, okay, if it's something that's unsolvable, go to the clinic. They can actually refer you to. Yeah. But if you can afford to literally check yourself in when a psychologist or a therapist or a counselor, then it's really like or find someone who's how legally chemistry just to combine it with paracetamol. Just started ventures like, hey man, you know what? But anyway, so unfortunately, we don't have those facilities, but if you know someone as a sharper, then you might as well just offer yourself.
And then well, financially, financially, and how about opinion? What a fella validate and you're going through some form of depression in that already you lost your job, so you would say 1, 2, 3 I want to go through it,
and you have to go through it. Yeah. And I think just to segue Hanyan, because you mentioned who's lost a job, right? Is we don't see that as an event. We don't.
It's like a death.
You've lost something, you know.
Very traumatic.
It's a traumatic event.
It's like a
death.
So we discount that loss.
Exactly. And it's
they need to feel and they need to feel the anger and they need to go through the 7 stages of grief, you know. Amone, they have to go through that process. So now go a shortcut. o tla fana mosebetsi o mong update CV, do this, do that. No, hona tjena ke batla go kwata. Ya CV ke tla e bona hosane, ya LinkedIn ke tla e bona hosane. Right now ke batla go kwata hore motho ona o ntebetse ha ke na mosebetsi.
And unfortunately, also TK, like every event we prolong, no matter how small it is, somehow, some way,
bro, it does
in a couple of years,
it did something.
mohlala o ka nna wa fumana wa phela ngwa sethala ka toropo mo nkela wallet pantswa le ntse o ka pine and then nene se go hlaka mo go tshwama ke mo and then all of a sudden you just act all out o fumana there was an event but the fact that you never really got to deal with it la ga fela
se go kwatela ke ga wena mona se ka hlaka mogao se bile ke kwatile se bile ga gwana ai wena mona o hlaka mogao hele. It's a trauma.
That's so funny. Like that sounds like old school. Like, you know, when people had such those weird conditions on
what happened?
Were all birthed from traumas.
Yes,
and then we overthink it, you know, we start creating urban legends.
Some dude was sexually molested.
Sure.
So
maybe that's what we think.
Because even if it's not
what or something happened, but I hope.
Well, that's an interesting thing to talk about because thank God for my mind for the things that it made me forget that. Because some things are so horrific. If I was like raped, I would want my mind to find a way of forgetting it.
And sometimes the mind actually has the capability to shut it out completely.
That's perfect. Please do that for me for all my traumatic events. Mind, if you're listening, if you're listening, please do make me forget all my traumatic events. I know the unfortunate things is they will show somehow. And then we're not like, you start asking yourself. But my point is, thank God if the mind can do that. Because some things you would want to forget.
But I feel like it's not as easy. Especially, I don't think it's as easy.
I mean, it's not. That's why people have post-traumatic stress disorder.
Sure.
Right? But I wish I could. For me, it would be such. I know people are like, no, you need to face it. We've just spoken about feeling it. I need to feel the anger.
Yeah.
But sometimes feeling it is the difference between me staying alive and taking my life. Maybe it's best to forget it.
The attempt to forget it is done by substance abuse. Like that forceful attempt to forget leads to substance abuse hangout,
which is where it would like a coping mechanism.
Oh,
you know, I never thought of it that way. So then that means substance.
Because you're numbing something.
Hey. So substance abuse is not a cause of mental health issues; it's a symptom.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Hey. So, or alcohol abuse,
substance
abuse,
anything.
It's a symptom. Yes.
Yeah, it
definitely is.
I don't think it's the primary cause of the mental health issues. I think they're a symptom, and sometimes people are not willing to face the symptom. I've heard a person who was going through the worst in their relationship. You know, she keeps on saying, "My husband is a serial adulterer."
Okay.
I can say,
cheetah.
You know, it's that this is.
I was trying to get a word.
I can tell about what I was gonna say, and I can tell it's important. So, but I want to laugh so hard. I really want to like that, bro. I want to laugh, but I can't because if I laugh,
you're gonna forget
my
your
mind.
point.
Yeah, you just
so I will remind you, man.
I should keep you around.
Sure.
I think I need better friends.
Very
transactional. I said
kidding. So the husband was cheating.
Yeah, and then no other husband says. This lady goes to, she's telling the mother-in-law, I'm seeking a therapist. I'm dealing with the depression. But she wants to divorce her husband. The mother-in-law doesn't want her to divorce her son. Right? So she's like, she's taking a chronic depression. she's like, oh, thank God. At least we now know what the problem is. Inadvertently saying, yeah, you want a divorce because you're depressed, you need to go see a doctor and continue with your marriage, which is essentially causing your depression. You understand? So her depression is caused by her adultering husband. I don't know if I'm phrasing that correctly. I wanna laugh, that's all. So, but to me, it goes back to the point that we don't know what we are dealing with, because if you're okay with, people don't want to face up to their own inadequacies. So if you acknowledge, this person is depressed and I have a contribution to it, they don't want to face that. Then they want this person to think, oh, you just have something called depression, like urinary tract infection, or it's just depression. Depression, even ADHD, it's exacerbated by the environment you are in and how they treat you with it. You understand? And somebody not willing to acknowledge that, listen, my son contributed to you being depressed and you wanting to divorce him, I support. If you don't want to, I also support that. Whatever you want. It's your choice. Make the best decision for you. He's going against the deal. You
so
understand?
I wanna like the case studies the element of mental health is huge. Ministry of mental health, and because it's also mental health illness and mental health in general. So mental health does not really mean you are suffering from mental health. No. Mental health is a topic. So how to take care of a mental health, I could probably be the most excited person and I just want to keep sharing my excitement. I'm not ill, but I'm just making sure I don't get ill. Because I think the acknowledgement of mental health being so different could make people ready to receive and as a psychiatrist or psychologist, I sometimes don't know.
So a psychiatrist is a doctor that is trained in mental health. Doctor, first degree medical doctor.
8 years as a medical
doctor. So they have to practice as a medical doctor. Then they specialize in mental health.
Okay.
Then they can prescribe medication. A psychologist is trained in mental health, but they cannot prescribe medication because Habana the medical training aspect of it.
And I think we don't have any psychiatrists in the country. What if I have to go to Bloemfontein to get prescriptions for medication?
But how about psychiatrists?
I haven't found a psychiatrist.
I think there used to be one Mohlomi, but I don't think if he or she's still there. Kapowa consult, but there isn't really.
But that also goes to show you just how much the issue of mental health it's not really dealt with. It's either you're okay or anything else in between, you're just complaining.
And I think it's also very important, more known, mental health. We need to differentiate between mental health and mental illness. Mental health can be, it's quite wide. It's the day-to-day. How do you cope with the stresses of life? How do you take care of that? But the moment that becomes a problem, how to cope, then it slowly but surely moves towards illness, which is what we don't want it to become. So a lot of psychologists, a lot of counselors, a lot of people are trying to say, how do we support the day-to-day the day-to-day stresses and pressures so that we prevent a mental health illness situation.
How so the movie at home?
So you're not sharp. How's the sharp? Okay, fine. Why also sharp? My husband is cheating. Okay, fine. How do we deal with that? How do we help you? Because the moment we don't deal with it, it then explodes.
And
ka ba o tla ho nna ke re shapoang nako e go fang ha ke da ha go di gapo
sure.
Yeah, you know that happens a lot to me.
And
hadi eno fela. Hey.
Yeah, you know, but
So
it's good.
what I wanted to ask you back to the lady you encountered, how about whatever you're buying, right? So hasa, firstly, how tsebe, wa release. Now, how do you contain that situation? And what happens to you after the encounter?
What happens to you after?
For me, I think, I'm going to start with the after. Like, I take joy in knowing that for some weird reason, this person who
Open
to
up.
share whatever they need to share. And if sharing for them made them feel better, I think that's the joy it can come from that. You know, it's practically one life changed, or one life improved. You know, going to Mana. And it's also Kinana individual as a person. There's certain communication skills that we need to talk about. I've actually just recently discovered listen. The same letters in the word listen are actually in silent. So it's more of
That's interesting.
no, like but I think it's more of it's a skill. To listen is a skill. And to keep quiet is also a skill. How to learn so while you're still listening. So okay, it's just how I'm just okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna judge. I'm not gonna even the penya. All I have to do is just empathy. Just literally just be empathetic to the person. Try to walk yourself up. Remember, so it's because I'm not a qualified psychologist or anything. I can't really tell somebody, you know what, do this, do that. But
yeah.
I think we need to start it here. I feel like I've said this before. We need to start now creating a culture amongst our family, friends, and with our kids. Ya hore re hlaise maikutlo. O tloana ke reng? E seng bua mathata. O hlaise maikutlo. How do you feel about this?
It means people have to actually be accountable or held accountable, and I don't think we're there as a culture.
How so?
Things like monna halle, those things.
That's what we need
to perpetuate your way.
I get now quite disappointed because I'm disappointed. You know, because you need to be tough, you need to be strong. So maybe it needs to start on how does this make you feel? And without feeling like there's shame in naming how you feel. So when I'm receiving information you are, I feel like you need to acknowledge. Don't try and measure it or make it how valid is it, how justified are you to feel that way,
or what you went through.
It's not about you. 1, 2, 3. No, just give this person a chance to tell you this is how I feel and understand that they feel that way.
Sure.
I think it's more important in terms of when you have a partner being a business partner in life, whatever. But acknowledge their feelings. So this is how I'm feeling now.
Sure.
I think that's what we're not doing. It's a whole thing more to change the narrative. It's something.
Sure.
Like some moja.
hey, basadi ba tena wa hlaya, basadi ba tena, mosadi wa wentseng. Let's talk about it. And don't come up to now say, hey, basadi ba tena wa hlaya. And then now say, re kwatile basadi ba tena, and you didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Holding
about it.
space.
You know,
Holding
You
space.
understand?
I think Ntonga happy to add on to what you said is that empathy that you mentioned and the holding space and the awareness. We see how we're going into the festive season, right? Festival and high entity no shine. Lose the way to shine.
Bro,
You get what I mean? So we're not
shoot.
because you are so insensitive, you're so unaware. It can about something this person has been going through a traumatic event, you know. Because illness, it can about surgery, about medication along horna. Even this person is literally just holding it together. Why you go?
When I want to, hey, I want
to know. So those certain things, even next thing you said something, this person after you said it falls apart, and they were holding on for dear life.
And those triggers.
That's
Those triggers.
accountability.
The culture of Basotiki was so.
I happy y'all so much there's your mama jokes in America, but hagana accountability. I wonder how I got to how much I feel you harmed me. Ebe ke batla ho
They justify.
oh are you good? Get that make I didn't see it that way. Kappa. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, and you feel that I'm wrong.
It should not be
Sometimes Mutu just wants to hear you say you're wrong.
exactly.
What's if Mutu? A random person fella. How Noaka Utibe, you were right. I shouldn't have taken this and this medication. Like you made her day. She feels important. Because you know why social media is so popular? Because it makes us feel important. We are in our own corners, people can see what we're doing. People want to feel important. It's part of humanity. And if you strip someone's importance away by tipa basadi what? Sorry. Basadi tshwara tipa ka bohale. Wa utlwisisa monna halle ke nku. Bana ha ba tlameha ba jwetsa hana ho bana ba etsang ba jwetswa ha ba
kupui.
Some all I know is it's toxic, man. G. And you know what I mean? And I know somebody with toxically to be damaged. It's damaged people.
Sure.
So we breed a culture that's continuous. But no, it's breeded. They're human beings. They can absorb anything. They're like computers. You put the firmware, you put the software. You understand? You put what you want to put in a human being. But if you're perpetuating the same things that have been causing destruction to your communities and many other communities, but I'm not saying your initiative, because one of the reason he called me here is because when I got popular on social media was because I said, hi, my name is Gafile or my name is Fifi. And if you need someone to talk to, I'm here. Like it got me the bulk of my TikTok followers, you know? So I advocate for it, you know? And I believe in my own small little corner, just like you're doing, we can enact a change, just like you're doing with financial literacy, you know, giving platforms like people like us to talk, what you're doing, you know, in your small, because somebody might say, hi, Tito Sinyamago. Podcast. This nigga's pushing 40. You know.
Yeah.
What was the point?
Wait, just to take advantage of that, I want to talk about it from an artist's perspective.
Oh yes. Yes.
Yeah, your favorite.
Yes.
So, I want to link your social media page so that we can get your campaigns ready follow it, brother. And congratulations, actually.
For the longest time.
Like
for the longest time.
Dog. Someone the mental health issues when he was telling me that he wants to do a mental health organization. So nigga useless to him at the time. Some irony,
look at you now.
Some weird irony.
Look at you
I
now.
had to bring him here for all that time.
I'm happy you're where you are now, man.
Yeah, I know.
And I think
alright.
the ability for you to say that, okay, I had a mental health issue.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of shame in also saying, "Haki sharp."
There is shame, and it's societal. It's societal. But now I think last year, man. Last year I was having it. And everyone in Kiwali, closely and I'm not happy with where my life is now. So I'm sad. No, don't speak negative about yourself. And I was like, what I was doing at that time, maybe this could help someone. It was actually acknowledging why I'm sad. Because I felt helpless. I felt like a failure. But this is where I am now. The situation I was going through financially, career-wise, and looking at my family, I was like, my family shouldn't be at this level. I am responsible for them. It shouldn't be here. So I'm going to acknowledge, because at least I am lucky, very lucky, that I know why I'm sad. I know that I'm sad, and I know why I'm sad. So they give it to my friends. So, but don't worry, I'm still there. I'll still show up. Our phone's still on. Just know that you're talking to a sad person. So that helped me make decisions by saying, my day to day. I'm not gonna tell you for me personally.
What do you mean? I'm just curious.
What I mean,
like
how I went out of that phase. For it wasn't, let me just go to the mountain and pray.
Oh, I get it. Okay.
I wanted to go to the root of the problem. And I realized what motivates me and what makes me happy. Also what had made me sad. The lack of progress.
Please, I'm so sorry to interject. It's funny. I think this is also very important. I know I'm going to probably make, or not even make anyone angry actually, because I mean, you should be comfortable in your faith, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like the reason faith and stuff like that are called spiritual things, is because they deal in the spiritual realm, whether you choose to believe it or not. Most religious doctrine, like your Qurans, Bibles, they talk of another realm, right? And I feel like issues of going to the mountain to pray, right? That's spiritual. And at the time, I feel like you didn't have a spiritual issue.
Yeah.
People need to understand that.
Sure.
Mental health illness, because mental health illness, right? Is it's a physical issue because it's a chemical imbalance. There's glands in your body that secrete certain chemicals, and when certain life events take place, depending on your perception and how you're hardwired, they affect your mind, right? So people need to be great. They need to acknowledge that mental health issues are like catching a flu. They need to be addressed as mental health issues, because then if people believe prayer is meant to solve even physical issues, let's pray our way out of quadriplegia, out of HIV. Don't take your ARVs.
Yeah.
I'm
thinking choose your poison, so to speak.
Yeah.
No, but it's about knowing now like a guy. Yeah. For me, this past week, I went through a couple of incidents. I'm actually under attack. Kabulu.
And that's a spiritual issue, right?
Sure.
So you have to
So
deal
I
with
decided
that
this Sunday, task how do I fight back? So what I'm trying to say
defend
is
yourself. Doesn't have to be a
hey,
fight.
how do you attack or how do you defend? How do you armor yourself, whatever,
protect
how you
yourself.
feel. So it's about acknowledging and making sure that you know why you're feeling the way you're feeling at the time. Hey. So
But-
you might feel it's extreme, but
Sure.
It's okay.
Tlali mentioned something about coping mechanisms. And for me, it sounds like the ability for you to say, I am sad,
yeah.
acknowledgement, and this is why I'm sad. And I'm going to do this to get myself out of this sadness.
Sure.
That sounds like you have something that is helping you cope.
So
How did you get to those three phases?
I think TikTok, Instagram Reels, those things the truth.
Sure.
I'm telling you. So as I'm going through them, with the these scriptures, Christianity, and then their advices as well. So I think that's where I got it. I'm a very spiritual person, as we all should be. Like there should be a spiritual headquarters. And we be faithful, and we pull your spirit. Or no doubt, I don't care what you can say, but find a path how. So I always want to be on that path in everything. But I don't know how, but I did realize progress makes me happy. Other than progress, and I'm going to talk on an artist perspective. Production, for me, weirdly, is hard. It's hard because it is surrounded with a whole lot of self-doubt that I have. And I'm sure there's a lot of artists. In fact, I have interacted with artists who are so good, and you're wondering, how will this be? Then it's an artist thing where unaling self-doubt. So at that time, what I did was, let me produce a song.
Nice.
And I shouldn't go too far. Progress into it. Hey, let me write a proposal. Just one proposal. A business.
Cool.
You know what I mean? A business. Let me ask a company, guys, are you game eating? Send. Damn. I sent an email. That's progress. It's the little things. So what I've realized about us as artists is this. Okay, two things I realized. There's one thing I realized, Maoban. Now I realized like I realized one thing at the artist is it's like self-doubt. Now, when I release a song, okay, let me say this. When someone comments on my music, be it the actual song, the performance, or the campaign, how comment that Hudumanto or commenta kanna? Like, guys, music is so close to artists. It's the definition, it's the identity. So when you say Pinina how impi, and you're tired.
Sure.
My uncle it was a joke thing, but he was like, and that's how we feel when so that's how we feel when you talk about music. And it is very easy for an artist to fall into a mode of depression, or a mode more saying extreme self-doubt, a mode has to produce. How about just one comment? One comment, or hear it, or hear someone heard actually
what I've realized, I don't listen to hip hop, no?
That's
so weird.
That's a problem.
Like I think.
No, listen.
Yeah, that's not a
Acknowledge.
That's not a
Acknowledge
flex.
him.
Okay.
Hold
That's
space.
not a flex.
Mental health.
I don't listen to hip hop.
You see what I mean? I'm like,
But you don't listen to hip hop?
No, I don't listen to hip hop. But trying to like knowing that it's helpful, managing that it's helpful.
Yeah.
I have a lot of cats, but I don't know. Here's a song. It's a hip hop song. It's like I don't listen to hip hop. Low. How am I? But I've learned to you know what? This genre is not. I'm not the. I give in the niche about hip hop. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna listen to this thing objectively. Makes you go, okay, no, it's a nice beat, you know. If it's a nice beat, it's a nice beat. This is dope.
Wow.
So yeah, man, one of the things we need to learn as a society. One of the things we need to learn as a society. But
Don't
TKay.
personalize it. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
No, negate TK like negate Sky personalize how about Tubare or Paylim Trim.
Sure.
And
And then even TKay or Haim, Papa got my
What? Yeah, no.
It's a
Yeah. Hey, homie, we gotta ask you a lot of questions. First, you don't listen to hip hop, and then you've got people who make eggs.
Fish eggs.
He's lived yet not 35.
Hold on, homie.
I've lived to the
Not
best of
yet 35. Just say.
But I think, no, life's experience.
Sure.
Okay. You know, young
Clearly,
as I am.
I've never eaten eggs that taste or look or feel like fish. And we fry them. Not like a peel, hiccup or boiling. Give me.
No, fried. But we're get hot. How
Hey, can I make you eggs? Can I make you eggs, Mutalaka? Because I think I think he needs to taste some eggs. It's not normal to have eggs that feel like fish. It's also not normal not to listen to hip hop, you know. Even Beyonce listens to hip hop. She married the richest hip hop dude. Like, what's wrong with hip hop? That's how our sons do hip hop. I'm joking, man. I'm being silly. Continue.
What's that song?
That's personal.
I heard it as well. Did you hear that? Like water?
Yeah. What's happening? Eyes.
Don't cut this out. I think it's important that people understand we go through normal problems like ice.
I absolutely agree.
Ice and eggs.
Because
but
with TK you'll get the panning and the close shot and walking up to the shot. It's so curated. It's so perfect. Now we're talking
I'm
about
a perfectionist.
Ice. Clearly, but also
used
melts.
to be. Yeah.
Now
yeah, guys, ice is ice. Room temperature is going to. You can't fight physics.
Am I sweaty? Do I look sweaty? You said I've been thinking about it for the last.
No,
you're
not.
Let me try and open.
You can't defy the rules of physics. Physics. Room temperature. Where were you going with that point? I'm curious to find out.
Where was I going?
Hey.
Where
what was happening when I was going there?
No, basically, he was saying, artists feedback that they receive is very personal. It goes straight to the heart.
Oh yeah. So I was gonna say, it's as a society. It still goes back to that thing. Like as a society, when he does his thing, let's appreciate it, whether or not target market high or not. But it all goes down to as a society. Let's have
can I counter that?
But you go first.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but I just what we should foster is people having enough self-confidence within themselves to take a rejection. Most of the problems we have in society, from GBV to rape, is somebody not be willing to take a rejection, right? And we need to make children understand people might not understand your art, but it's okay. You see, because if we coddle feelings, we are playing on quality. I know I'm bordering on the conversation, yeah, but then it's all about profit. People only expand on quality for profit. No, I feel I mustn't go out of my way. Like, yeah, there's people you can clearly tell you have life problems, mate. You could have kept scrolling. The feature of the social media platform you're on is quick views. You can keep scrolling, fool. You know, literally, it's everywhere. You can keep scrolling. How Saratin Trinanki keep scrolling. I don't need your negative comment, but I need to understand to Hangakaho. Do you like this song? If I don't like hip hop, I need to buck up and be okay with it.
Guys.
I get it, but we need to foster it.
Right?
Yeah, we need to foster it because that's the same logic rapists use, where they're like, I just couldn't control myself. No, you just don't like being rejected. You don't understand. And it's okay for people not to like my stuff.
Yeah.
I realized I can proudly say, approaching 40, I had the first hit track I've ever made in my life where a population of larger than 4,000 people liked what I created. And I'm happy they were not liking it all this time because they didn't like it. I got such genuine responses. I had finally understood I was actually pissing off, excuse my language, my cousins by sending them my music. Yeah, because when I decided to stop sending them my music and make music that I like, they found it naturally. You know, Austandi came to me and she's like, "You see this song right here? I actually," and she's approaching. And am I really? Is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I sweat. I'm human. You know, I don't just hop in jackets or in sweaters or in t-shirts. But my point was, she came to me and said, "Pinena ke rata le flow. Auka, o ngutile hore ntho tsa ne tse neng tse ke di etsa se tsona. Le a se ke di mamela. Thank you so." Oh yeah? Nah, you see, yo, we need new friends. These are my friends, guys. TKay tells me when I'm becoming long-winded and monotonous. You know, he does what he's doing right now, and you're just so cool. You know, so
Not
my
listening
friend. Oh, I forgot that he doesn't listen to hip hop. You know, we can't be perfect. I love you.
Sure.
I love you.
I wanted-
Some hip hop.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, ne? Yeah, how a society? I think sometimes the labels, couple the words we also use are also not very specific. You know, how a society? Kima society? Who is society?
Yeah.
Because sometimes you say society needs to do this, society needs to do that. You know.
Yeah.
So
Society
to your
ke
point,
yeah,
to your point,
literally me and
it's
you.
you. So
Yeah.
if your song comes out and I think it's a good song, and somebody says, "I disagree, this song is not good," and you take it personally, you know, is that society? I think we also need to define society. Who is society?
Yeah.
Very good.
Because now there's society and then there's a community,
Yeah.
right? So you as an artist create a masterpiece, you put it in a public domain. There is going to be feedback, whether you like it or you don't, right? And some of that feedback you may not necessarily like. So how do you upskill yourself to be able to be resilient to weather any feedback that you get, to have discernment, yahore, this is constructive feedback, this is just hate. So I feel like lady artists, we need to get to a point where we capacitate ourselves in our craft so that we are able to, I'm not saying develop a thick skin, but in substance. I'm not saying ignore negative feedback. I'm saying discernment. What do I take out of this comment? Does it improve? Does it help me improve my craft?
Let me tell you a case.
Sure.
My recent song, Uwe.
It's a nice track, by the way.
Thank you. Huh?
Do you know what it's on Spotify?
Hey, I think so. Uwe, ne?
And it's part of my like how deep house.
Come on,
It's on
guys.
Spotify.
Positive feedback.
So there's another thing. Your people will, your community, your society will not give you feedback.
This manager of mine who's working in right now, and I make listen to this song.
Legend. She'll be mine soon.
Sure.
But we can share a manager.
Yeah,
like,
there's no problem. At a fee.
At a fee.
No, I get. You see, TKay like rubs off of us now. Well, everything's gonna be for a fee.
Okay.
The financial guru.
Okay.
There you go.
So there's a difference between a financial guru, like he says, a financial planner who helps you manage your finances, and somebody who's about monetization. Two different things.
Guru,
What are you?
The fact that he knows
Because
there's a
I-
difference.
Kopa, here's my financial plan.
The first thing you ask me is, how are you not afraid of losing money? You know, by the way, guys, the first time I had
I get a podcast. Yeah, by the way, tune into this podcast.
but I like it. We need in a gang, we need the financial guy, right? We need the guy who clowns everything. That's me. You know,
We need
You
the
need-
guy who's health
But
conscious.
also, guys, let's think about it.
Yeah.
Right? I get the story that you need to share. One of the triggers, one of the issues that lead to mental health cases.
yeah,
We
I
pretend
can
like
guess.
we don't talk about money. We pretend like we don't need
Do you know
money.
you call
We pretend like we don't. It's a thing, right? It's a
That came
thing.
from a deep place.
It's a thing. Artists, right? We're talking about artists on National. We are so embarrassed. Yes, you spent money, you spend time, you spend a lot of energy creating the song. You spend data, which you buy with money, to upload this song.
Bro, we did
You
so
spend
much.
time doing research to get it on Spotify.
You had
right?
an emotional
Getting
conversation.
approved,
You know what I'm saying?
All of that, right? So now it comes out. You are afraid to talk about money, how bukwa
Yeah.
for a performance. You are uncomfortable about talking about money when it comes to the commercial agreement of now, how do we share the royalties? Who did what here? So we can't pretend that question again. The question I was asking, are you comfortable leaving money on the table?
Yeah, that's true.
Or are you comfortable walking away from money?
Or at a negotiation.
And sometimes it could be a good thing, sometimes it could be a bad thing.
Either way,
Yeah.
right? But it could be that decision that you made, how high you said no to something you should have said yes to. Now you don't have money to pay rent. You don't have a cab from the performance at Tababusibu back home.
Wow, embarrassing.
No, but I got my cab ride. Not even a cab ride. I got paid and I poured petrol and I drove home.
You get what I mean?
What are we talking about? Is he
Money.
talking about- oh.
There you go. I like his
Sure.
response.
We're talking about money.
We're talking about
We're talking
money.
about money and money from a creative space, you know. So beyond the resilience that you need to have in terms of feedback, but we also need to constantly think about the commercial side of things. For me to get the song out on Spotify, I incurred costs.
TK, you're losing me. I think you're talking about two things.
No,
You're talking
so happy. That's why I was like, I need to address
guys.
that before I lose my train of thought and then come back to you.
yeah, because we lose it mid
Yeah.
convo. I think you've noticed it. 'cause
Tell you now, City, he actually answered
he-
two consents at once.
Yeah, you
Two
know.
are lie.
You know, like, hold on.
Hold on.
So back to the story. Share
Okay,
the story.
so I
Sorry, guys.
make her listen to. Wait, how long have you been on? How long have you
Probably
been on?
2 hours.
1 hour. We're going 10 minutes in Sean.
Yeah, please.
So-
I need to go pee again. Oh, another 10 minutes. Hold on. Another 10 minutes.
10 minutes extra of shoot.
Clarity.
Okay.
Clarity.
Can you hold
I
it?
thought we were taking a
Can you
break.
hold it? Or you want to go?
I'll try.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So I make her listen to the song and she's like, nah. So, gear rejection. Bad feedback. I was like, yes, that's actually killed me. Because I mean, come on, I work with her. Like we are a team. And if she doesn't like this stuff, I'll just a team. But then I listened to it again. I was like, like me, someone listened to it and then they were like, like hele type of response. Then I released it. I got multiple responses. Same more like opinion, Uwe by DJ Allegro. Check it out. All digital platforms. All digital music stores. That's how you say
Can
it.
we all do that?
Yeah.
Because like I got some songs.
All right.
You know,
yeah,
I'm on
yeah,
Spotify, Apple
Cool.
Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. My single is also coming out.
Yeah.
My
But is
single
it
also
though?
coming out.
The one, I record
Yeah, my single is also coming out. Yeah.
When it, Roman?
Sure.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
you're serious,
Like, dead serious.
because
He
you're
made
making
like
us excited.
He made like a
Can I be excited?
a dance
Electro
album,
dance,
electro
yeah.
dance song.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I'm so
And he
surprised.
sings with his voice over voice. With his voice over voice, he
On the
sings
song.
there.
No, but wait, I can we
His
address
voice
something
over voice.
before I forget? You remember that he said he doesn't like hip hop, right?
Hey.
You've heard my music, right? You wouldn't play a bass for me?
Listen,
I know you can play anything.
I don't have a hip hop playlist, nah?
You can play.
Oh, but you can play my bass for me?
Certain songs the hip hop I can listen to.
Damn it.
Lahoga- Lahoga-
He's one of the best bassists in the country.
You see?
You know what?
Feedback.
You know
Feedback.
when I realized.
Yeah, but that's why I want him to come do one for me.
Give me the privilege of listening to your album in your presence. And we listened to Guitar B.
Mm.
And then I'm feeling the bass. And apparently there's more other sounds into Nkwete since a bass. Oma 69, and I'm a skabu I sing. I sing Oma 69 again. Oma 69, I'm not a feet. I'm continuing.
Oh, the bad.
So, damn. Okay, we need to close. Now, I get a tattoo side the pinaga.
That is so cool.
I wasn't confident, and then I wasn't confident, and then now, yeah, I need to move on to another level of my brand. I'm bringing in the backup vocalists now. I didn't tell her. I managed myself on that one. I was like, tattoo is just gonna depress me. I'm not trying to
I need people like her, so that I don't spend money like I'm in Las Vegas and I'm 70 and about to die. You know?
But that's how bad rejection affects me. I feel like it's another issue that we need to go through. Not everyone is trying to fight.
Mm.
Not everyone is trying to put you down.
Not everybody's gonna like
dude,
you.
Haki feely, talk to me.
Mm.
Kappa, let me talk to you and say, hey, get someone. Kappa, we're not trying to convince me. What am I supposed to hear? Because I'm not there. Can we have those conversations? Some people are willing to have that conversation.
And people don't know what they like in music.
Thank you.
Let me explain something. Somebody might not like my song. The first song I made that gained traction, right?
Mm.
A few people didn't like it, but you know what I said to them? I said, just wait until you're part of the crowd that reacts to this.
Sure.
You know? And they all came back and said, do you know, to be honest, you have a good song. Randomly, it's playing in my head while I'm driving down the road.
And sometimes it's seasons. It could be that in that season,
he wasn't feeling that.
I'm not in the state of mind to connect with the song.
You're right. The one I did Medumo and Dear with, you'll get to know him. Very good vocalist. He sent me a song. I didn't respond. As one of the artists that I'm going to try and assist, where I can assist, not manage. Now, one time I was like, hey, what's up? I thought it sucked. And then let me listen to the song first. Hey, did I not rock that song 10 times? Let's meet, design the cover, photo shoot, whatever. Let's see it going out. It's just the timing, né? The season.
You're right.
The
and you know, then that means what he said initially. Oh, so sorry. Because initially, how we got here. You see the weird thing about ADHD. Here?
No, wait, hold on. What episode is this one?
The whole thing with ADHD is I remember how we got here. How he was like, people should be a little kinder to artists and not be so. And we came to the point where we were like, no, but we feel like Tlali, we need negative feedback as well. You understand? But But you know where he has a point and where what you're saying correlates with what he's saying. The act of kindness. Give it 4 more listens. Fine. Maybe you don't have the time, but it's my responsibility to make enough content for you to give it 4 listens. That's me, baby. You know, that's what I do. I will give you content all day. Maybe on the third video, you'll be like, you know what? That song is like, there's guys who don't like me, you know, because of other reasons.
Yeah.
And it's okay.
You know,
fine.
but a lot of them came back and said, yeah, but that song is nice. I still don't like you.
You
because
get what I
think
mean?
you're arrogant,
Wow.
you know, or because I think you think or whatever. Some people are honest to me and I foster that kind of behavior around Nunjats and Need, right? But they're like, yeah, but that song is nice. You know, my girlfriend was listening to it, or Nekile Party in Kai Kai, and when it played, it jammed well. So sorry. Sorry.
When
In closing,
in closing, when I started learning bass, ne,
come on now.
ne?
You?
Yeah.
Imagine.
Hey, man.
Untold stories, guys.
And just like yeah. Muthu osile. Until ntakwana ngatan. She's like,
Legend.
it's like,
Niggas
come and play bass, man, you know.
Hey.
So who's there? Sibongile Kumalo. We're like, Sibongile Kumalo is there. You'll be doing like the curtain raising for Sibongile Kumalo. And Salig resort gitala.
Jwale o busa botala bona ba hao Sibongile
And
Kumalo.
Ultra.
Anxiety la
That's
water
in
kana
Takwana
go.
and Sibongile.
Sure.
You realize those are very prominent figures,
Sure.
and you're like,
I can't do that. It's like, I'm
Yeah.
here, fella. It's just
Yeah.
the 145.
Thank
You
you
know?
Sure.
Okay, cool. I get on stage. Hey, Yadala. All of a sudden, Takwana Saka di solo. Jesus Christ. Di solo, we didn't even rehearse these things.
Hey.
I keep saying, "Neke but one thing I know, go Begam Ted,
Who's that one?
the guy that under the Allegro celebration and
Okay.
did always Nale backstage.
Wapala basically.
Yeah. Until I got over at another performance is like, hey man, whatever you're doing now on bass, keep it that.
Wow. We keep it Mushana
And I kept it that.
But you're a great bassist, King.
Yes.
I don't.
I'm
Maybe
just
people
saying.
don't tell you enough, and I'm not just saying it to buy your face or to be a better friend or whatever. You're a great bassist. I don't know how anybody would say that you're a crap bassist. I don't get it. Goes to show hate is real. You know.
Yeah.
You must shine.
So until it goes to how Honale batho that appreciate your music. I'm like, go where you're celebrated. That's all I know.
Right.
Just go where you're
But
celebrated.
don't
Go where
change your
you're
manager. I want
put
her.
me down.
I want your manager and me included on her roster later. You know.
Sure.
You know, and on TK's roster, you
Yeah.
know, one day, like, I'll be like, you know, who my peoples, you know.
Sure.
So we're keeping our manager.
Yeah.
The song maybe was not good that day.
That
day.
day for her. Yeah, she was
Yeah.
going through it.
Yeah.
What do you have
Otherwise, she's a
happening,
great
man?
manager.
What do you have happening?
Yeah,
Put
guys.
yourself on.
Festive season, escapes at TKay.
Where are you
YouTube
going
podcast.
this month?
Yeah, guy.
This month, this month
Yeah,
is
yeah,
November.
He needs an entourage.
Sure.
This
Imagine
month-
me in your entourage.
This month we're probably doing Madiba. I think we have a pending trip to Madiba.
Madiba Munna.
Hey, dude, experience elevation and stuff. You know, I have a responsibility.
thinking-
Yeah, there's still a voiceover artist.
Exactly.
You know,
And then-
I mean,
elevation.
if all else works, I want to do Kenya and Mozambique before the end of the year. I'm on this whole explore Africa type of trip.
So can I be like the voiceover? For that?
Yay.
Dude, we don't need no voiceover.
No, like when
Can
you're
I be the guy-
documenting things.
Can I throw your t-shirt and
Please
you hop in
document
it? I want to
things.
be...
Oh yeah.
It's gonna love
Document
that.
things and you know.
Yeah. Bro, I want to do Africa tour, dude.
Let's do that.
And get
As
content
in-
creators who do different things.
let's
to
do
come,
that.
Like, you know?
Let's do that.
What you mean? Let's do that. What you
Let's
do?
just do it.
Wait. Actually,
Before I'm gonna
yes.
say this on camera,
Yes,
right?
yes,
We have a
yes.
pending date where he's supposed to send me a list of artists, creators.
Tato, I've
For
had to Tato
us.
Sahulela Morao.
So basically, we want to do a
Tato,
hangout,
where's the list? Where's the list?
a hangout
Yeah,
of lists.
yeah, party.
It's a party hangout.
Hangout.
Tato, you know I should be on the list, yeah?
So that's number one.
But
So-
I'm just worried
Yeah.
about you.
My
Yeah.
issue is
Yeah.
and I'm speaking
I'm on
to
the list.
artists, creators.
Yeah,
When we
You
say
told
we're
me
gonna
to
do things,
You have to
let's
know
do them.
sure.
artists, particularly in Lesotho, when we say we're gonna do things,
Man,
do it and let's
You're
do
right.
it well.
No, we just need better friends.
That's another
true.
thing that contributes to mental health. Not getting things done when we say we're gonna do it.
You know that little thing lingarang in your head where you're like, shit, TQ nights it does something to your vibe.
I just want to be part of the vibe. I want to be like there with y'all.
Your family.
I just want to look in the shadows.
There's no lurking. Or the escape or the hangout.
All of them, like everything. I just
Bro,
want to
good
lurk
luck
in the
with that
shadows.
one. And then on the Kenya and Mozambique, I think it's going to be good content. Good luck with going to Mozambique where they don't speak English.
I've been
That's
to Mozambique
Brush
before.
up on your português.
No. Eu puedo falar português.
What the hell is wrong with you two?
I've been to
you fala
Mozambique before,
português.
so I wanna really get content.
Where did you get this guy? I think like we've got like a crew, fam.
So take me to Mozambique.
Hala nele bendi among in MOS Portuguese. Le tofeng o bolo wa tswega hantle
Jimmy Dludu.
But bend that Jimmy Dludu ne.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think we're out
Jimmy
of time.
Dludu's wait.
Jimmy Dludu's from Mozambique.
I think we're out of time. Are we? No?
Bye guys. Great show.
Close the
Yeah.
show.
It's closed, ladies and gentlemen. It's been real. That's so awkward. I feel like we had like a conversation.
By the way, guys, we're
episode.
reading a teleprompter. Like that's how cool we are. Like we were told we're out of time.
Script. How old she?
No, we were reading a teleprompter.
goddamn.
I just have to
1 hour,
add it.
30 minutes.
These are my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
follow
Mm.
on Facebook. We're on Instagram and LinkedIn.
Okay,
That's
nice.
Impact Foundation and
Impact Foundation.
yeah. And
Kina
let's
no
just-
ngwana-
Kopa
kina no
o
ngwana
iketsekele
Impact
tsa
Foundation LS.
Um,
Ke bone se re bona tse ngata so that people can find it ka pelenyana.
oh well,
But anyway,
it's the
Impact
blue
Fo-
thing and it's just written impact with exclamation mark.
blue thing.
And I'm putting him on the spot. You'll see it on my socials too.
Yeah.
So we need to make that happen, dude. Mental
Definitely.
health is key.
Definitely.
Sure. TikTok, Uncle Fifth.
Yeah.
Just like that.
And
man.
Facebook and Instagram. I'm actually getting traction on Facebook. Go check me out. on
Really
Facebook.
awesome.
Yeah. I got like videos with millions of views, man.
Really
Like,
Dope
yeah.
stuff.
I know how to keep y'all engaged now. I love y'all. Thank you.
Yeah. So what creme.
Yeah.
But you know, I want to work with these guys. So
Yeah.
you know,
Put us on.
I want to be a part of the team.
Guys, thank you for the support. Allegro Africa podcast. I'm really, really happy. I'm proud of the team. So yeah, guys,
Can I do a closing thing?
try it.
Do you
With the
Try
voiceover.
it.
With the
That's the
voiceover
camera.
voice.
That's your camera.
Yes!
With the voiceover voice.
Yeah. Oscar Paris.
So what are you doing next week on the show?
I don't know. Just tell them we don't know what we're gonna do in the next episode.
Okay,
soon.
next time on DJ Allegro podcast. Coming soon.
Oh shit! I think
but
it just felt like we
DJ
needed
Allegro
it.
Africa.
DJ Allegro.
Okay,
Africa.
cool.
Yeah.
Second take.
Okay,
Go.
second take. Okay,
Sure.
What should I say?
I don't know.
That
Look into
camera,
that
that
camera,
camera.
my G.
Look at that again. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just tell them.
Not just
Off the
for
cuff, man.
Hey, please that.
Join us next time on DJ Allegro Africa.
Podcast.
Sounded great. Continue,
Going forward. Going forward. Join us.
No. In fact, I'm giving you permission.
Sure.
Like-
Like,
I'm giving you permission now on camera.
He's still
So
alright,
every time at the end of this podcast,
yeah.
yeah,
Join
I don't know what
us.
you'll decide.
But that's
Join
so cool
us.
though.
Yeah,
no?
you'll decide what to do with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. Guys,